Welcome to Sovereign Tarot, where we unite our Hierophant with our High Priestess to create peace, love, and joy in our inner realms through conscious presence. And today we're going to do a reading for Gemini. So my Geminis out there. And we will start with A Course in Miracles. I'm a little behind this week because it's Christmas and I was resting. Lesson 1, A Course in Miracles. Nothing I see in this room, on this street, from this window, in this place means anything. Now look slowly around you and practice applying this idea very specifically to whatever you see. This table does not mean anything. This chair does not mean anything. This hand does not mean anything. This foot does not mean anything. This pen does not mean anything. This pet does not mean anything. This person does not mean anything. Just allow that to settle into you. A Course in Miracles uncovers your true essence, your true nature, who you truly are. And A Course in Miracles helped me in my awakening process. Okay, and I was called to do a poem from Rilke for my Geminis out there. My son is a Gemini. My mother is a Gemini. Will transformation. Oh, be inspired for the flame in which a thing disappears and bursts into something else. The spirit of recreation which masters this earthly form loves most the pivoting point where you are no longer yourself. What tightens into survival is already inert. How safe is it really in its inconspicuous gray? Inconspicuous gray. From far off, a far greater hardness warns what is hard, and the absent hammer is lifted high. He who pours himself out like a stream is acknowledged at last by knowledge, and she leads him enchanted through the harmonious country that finishes often with starting and with ending begins. Every fortunate space that the two of them pass through astonished is a child or grandchild of parting and the transfigured Daphne. As she feels herself become laurel, wants you to change into wind. Wow, that's beautiful, huh? That's from this book. Okay. So I wonder what Rilke is trying to tell you, Scorpios. Okay, let's begin our prayer from Divine Beloved, the Divine Beloved deck. I always love how everything integrates, but maybe it won't. Geminis are very interesting. It's a very interesting sign that it can hold opposites. A very needed sign that, especially right now, that can hold opposites. The twins, Gemini, offering, I am peaceful. So however you pray, we're going to pray now with these cards. Let me, Divine Beloved, offer all desires to you, knowing the right outcomes are already selected. Grant me true surrender and peace. Let me be only a vehicle for your will in every way. Amen. And so it is, and so you remember. So I noticed that there are a lot of tarot card readers who do not have I'm going to show you this card, who do not have a camera that shows your cards. I'm going to look into that, but maybe I don't need it. I would like to hear what you think about that. Okay. Ooh, I actually chose these Wisdom of the Oracle cards first. So for my Geminis, what does Gemini need to know? Offering, I am peaceful. And fork in the road. Okay, fork in the road. Okay, so you're at a choice point. Let's find out a little bit more about that. And I don't know why, but I want to get a card from my Moonology Oracle card deck. It's one I'm not don't always choose, but let's see what it has to say. Why it wants to speak to you, Geminis. And then we're going to get an archetype card. I usually start with that right after the Divine Beloved, but I'm finding that each sign has its own personality and its own energy, and I'm finding that very interesting. So in case you're wondering, like, how can I read for all Geminis? I'm not reading for all Geminis. I'm reading for whoever is in my energy field as a Gemini, and whoever needs me, whoever's attracted to me. And Spirit knows this. Your spirit knows this, and my spirit knows this. So if you find my channel, if you find this reading, it's most likely meant for you. And whenever you find it, this reading is meant for you. Although I'm doing this reading on the week of Christmas, so it's Saturday, the Saturday after Christmas. New moon in Virgo, a time to give rather than take. And prosperity lies ahead, new moon in Taurus. Okay. So isn't that interesting? You're giving rather than taking, and prosperity lies ahead. So you can give. You're fortunate enough to be able to give. And that's probably how you want to look at it. Okay, so I like to get cards from this archetype deck by Carolyn Mace because it tells us what stories we are working with and what we may need to let go of or integrate or bring into the light. Okay. And archetypes go along with that. So I was trained in psychology. I have a master's in psychology and a master's in marriage and family therapy. So I'm pretty knowledgeable in systems theory, and I'm pretty knowledgeable, which got me interested in astrology and got me interested in tarot, both psychology and systems. Jungian psychology deals a lot with archetypes and with the spirit leading the ego, which is the opposite of what happens in the current world that we're living in, which is why it's so messed up, because ego is leading rather than spirit. Okay. And by spirit, I mean spirit is everything and it connects everything. So we are all interconnected. Essentially, we are all one. Wouldn't it be nice if we could work in harmony? Okay, we can. So that's something that I try to teach on this channel. As we integrate all parts of ourselves, we get them to work in harmony together, and we come to peace. Okay. Ooh, so we got Don Juan. Interesting. Don Juan energy. The light attribute spotlights your positive, seductive qualities. So this could be dealing with narcissistic energy. And the shadow attribute is using the power of romantic attraction for private agendas. Okay. So it basically you don't have to be ashamed of your sexuality or sensuality. It's your life force energy. And if it's in right balance, then that's great. But if you have some sort of hidden or private agenda, that's when it gets out of balance. So what is that about? There's maybe some other thing that wants to come up that needs to be cared for, or a need that needs to be met. So let's get the Light Seers Tarot and find out what's going on with this. on this channel, there is nothing that you need to be ashamed of. It's just bringing it into balance and finding its rightful place. There's nothing that you need to push away. And that's actually how it is in life. And that's what I've found as a therapist. That's what I found as a therapist and as a person who had her own trauma in relationships. Okay, so we're going to do the Celtic cross to get us the best or the most comprehensive reading. So the first one we got was the 9 of Pentacles. So look, money grows on trees. That's what it looks like in this one. Money growing on trees. So basically abundance. So that's you in this current context. And what's crossing that is the Knight of Swords. So this is like the conflict. Maybe you're moving too quickly, or you're trying to take a quick route to something. Let's see what else comes up. And then the 2 of Pentacles is down underneath. So it's influencing what the unconscious that's influencing this situation. There's a need for balance. Then you have the Empress in the past position. So the Empress maybe feeling like you were birthing something. And above you, you have the 8 of Pentacles, but it's upside down. So that's the information coming down from Spirit, the guidance. So we'll have to look into that, see what that's about. And then over right in front of you is the 3 of Cups. So you have this opportunity for connection and working together, and a sense of unity and purpose and oneness, working in a group. And you have the 10 of Swords over in the earthly realm. So this is kind of like the spiritual realm, what's happening underneath the surface. And then, so the 10 of Swords is your current position. You're letting go of something. Something's ending. And then above that, you have the Magician. So that's affecting the energy. You are at this very potent place where you can create what you're wanting to create, or co-create it with the universe. So you have this very potent energy is in the environment. Then the 5 of Wands, but it's upside down. So maybe working with other people, like, and then the Temperance card. And that is also upside down. So that means that we just need to look at what's going on in the shadow there, because some of that might be influencing it, or there might be something that you have not been able to see yet. Okay, so let's just see what's going on. Let's first check out the Knight of Swords that's crossing you. That's the challenge right now. Let's see what that's about. Okay. So it may be moving ahead too quickly, or it may be that you need to make a decision very quickly. There's something that you need to decide about, at least in your mind. Okay, I do want to find out what is going. You got the two of Pentacles underneath you, so that's like what's under the situation influencing it. And it may be about a decision or coming to a balance. Let's see what that is. So I use the book to kind of help me develop like my overall knowing of what's going on. Yeah, seeking harmony, being out of balance, they're in prioritizing. So it's about prioritizing. You might just have a lot of stuff on your plate and you're not really sure where to move. And I think that kind of fits with the Eight of Pentacles above you too, the information that's coming down. And let's just see what the Empress in the past is about. The Divine Feminine. Okay, so there's this feminine energy that's influencing you, and that maybe your creativity was being ignited. So something new, some new creative avenue is like calling to you. There's something calling to you, and something has been calling to you. So it's causing you to have to make a decision. So let's see what the Eight of Pentacles is above you, that information coming down from Spirit. But it's upside down, so it's upside down, so you may be I don't know. So it's about mastering a skill, the Meraki that you put into your work, methodical progress, patience, determination, and soul purpose. So it's about your soul purpose, but there's a sense that you're giving up on it. So there's some part that's calling to you from the Empress, this feminine energy, this creative part of you is calling to you. And you recognize at some degree that there might be, your purpose might be there, but you're dismissing it or giving up on it. Maybe you think that it's not real, or you're denying it. Okay. Because it's not given value in our society or our culture. So you may be also dismissing it and not valuing it. And then what you have right in front of you is friendships, abundance, cooperation, community, closeness, communication, celebration, soul contracts. So you have people that are going to meet you in your soul purpose and are ready for you to make this decision. So let's see, something's ending. The Ten of Swords. And you know something's ending. You feel it ending. Maybe that's what's kind of putting you at this crossroads, is that you know something's ending, you feel it ending, and okay, so painful endings, but an opportunity to find deep healing and hope and resiliency. So there's some gift from this ending that if you can find quiet time and stillness, you can receive that gift. Where did you have that here? Oh, that says a time to give rather than take. This says, I am healing every day. So what are you giving? What are you wanting to give out? And then the Magician is right in front of you. Hi, baby, I'm doing it.
Yeah, in the bedroom.
Oh, that's excellent.
Enjoy.
Okay. So you have the Magician in front of you. So you have, like, you're being told that you have this ability to create this. You're getting all this information. So what is blocking you? What is making you not? Why is this even a question? Okay, I can manifest the life I desire through energy and action. I feel like you're not taking yourself seriously. Skill, natural talents, powers of manifestation, creativity, and resourcefulness. Okay, and then the Five of Wands is upside down. So an opportunity to collaborate, but there's like competition, in-group fighting, and you maybe have a tendency to avoid conflict. So the affirmation for that, we're going to turn it right side up. This is part of family constellations. This was upside down, but we're going to turn it right side up, and we're going to say the affirmation for it. I support others, and this might go along with the giving, and they support me, and we rise together in accelerated harmony. Okay. And the last card you got, the outcome, is temperance. So let's see what that's about. And that's also upside down. Alchemy, which goes along with the magician. Blending energies, harmony, masculine and feminine balance. Ooh, that's good. So you need some time. It does say meditation. You need to spend some time in quiet so all of this can integrate in you. And then you will know what decision you need to make and what direction you need to move. You can't do that. Don't do that yet in a fast way. Don't take any shortcuts. Really just let everything settle in you, and you're going to know exactly the right thing. I'm going to read you this. Temperance is the alchemist of life, and it calls you to create your purposeful blend using moderation and patience as ingredients. Where are you focusing your precious energy right now? Maybe you've been overdoing it in your social life, or binging on television, drinks, or food, or overspending, focusing on a relationship that is depleting more energy than it is replenishing. Being wholly materialistic versus wholly spiritual. We live in a world of extreme passions and heated hustle, so slowing down the desire for excess in any one area of your life may be harder than you think. It's coming into balance. You need that stillness and that quiet to be able to do that. And it says, don't do drastic right now. Stay away from all or nothing choices. Clearing your energy of extremes will foster a dynamic, nourishing flow that is aligned with your perfect alchemical purpose. Seek equilibrium, and that speaks to what was underneath you. And be mindful of your resources while fusing all the elements to achieve a beautiful balance. I walk the middle path and I nourish my spiritual wholeness. And we're just going to get hopefully one card from the messages from the guides to help you with this. But I think you just need to sit in quiet contemplation and stillness and allow this time to integrate, and you're going to know exactly what you need to do. You'll be given that message from your higher self. Okay, exactly. And you got this. This goes along with the magician. This is from this deck. Thoughts create your reality. Okay. So when you're sitting in stillness, you're going to be very aware of your thoughts. What have you been thinking about? Is that where you want to put your energy? Is that where you want to put your focus? Is that where you want to create? Is that what you want to create? Everything that you see in this physical dimension is a replica of what has first been created in thought. There is nothing that you can look at right now that didn't have its genesis as the energy of thought. Since we have the ability to create reality from thought, that means that you too have the power to construct your own personal existence. The magician. And with that power comes responsibility. Be mindful of your thoughts. If you focus on what you don't have, be it money or health or love, then the energy of lack is what you will create. Your guides are ready and willing to inspire you and help you see that your desires come to fruition. All you have to do is ask for their assistance. In fact, the summation of all your previous thoughts and intentions are what you are experiencing right now when you read this card message. So you might be feeling like people are not rooting for you, or people are jealous of you, or people are working against you. Where does that belief come from? Is that really true? Or are there certain people that are rooting against you and maybe others that are not rooting against you? Where do you want to put your energy? In fact, the summation of all your previous thoughts and intentions are what you're experiencing right now when you read this card message. Look around yourself right now. Your environment has been created by your choices, whether consciously or subconsciously. Start making conscious choices and you'll be amazed at what you create for yourself. Okay, my Geminis, I hope that helps.